C.H. Srinivasarao, Director NOM, to our Managed Studios. Dr. C.H. Srinivasarao is known for his extraordinary hard work and achievements in his career. He has got number of awards, very prestigious awards through the Honorable Prime Minister also he got. And right now he is working as Director NOM. Earlier he has worked as Director Krida. He has contributed a lot, especially he is a soil scientist. Today we have invited him to learn some good things about soil health. And we all know that soil health has become a matter of concern to our farming. Our soils are very fast degrading. According to one study, 50% of Indian soils have already degraded. And this is the major problem in Indian agriculture. So welcome Dr. Srinivasarao garu. So I welcome you to Manage Studio. Could you please tell us, could you please enlighten farmers how they can protect the soil and what kind of steps they have to take, how to really bring back the soil to the normal life? Could you please tell the farmers?
Firstly, thank you very much, madam. Thank you to Usharani garu and Manage for welcoming me. And from NARM side as well as our ICR, Indian Council of Agriculture side, I am thankful for this opportunity. I got the important aspect of soil health is that you have explained how best I have done for soils and agriculture, because this is all due to my background of farming community. I am the son of farmer. First of all, I have gone through and to the farmers' issues, farmers' constraint, and so that is the way I think that made me perhaps towards why the so much dedicated. But in agriculture, you have rightly said that today's agriculture important concern is about soil health and deterioration of soil health. And as you have said that already half of the Indian soils are degraded soils, and sooner they may become
problematic soils,
and they may lose productivity. Productivity means to capacity to raise the any crop they may lose. There are basic important reasons why soil degradation and soil health has become important. In fact, not only in India, madam, it is worldwide. The soil health has become important, and India it is more important. That's why United Nations has declared in 2000 the International Year of Soils. They have declared to bring the entire agriculture and farmers stakeholders to bring their attention towards soil health. So that is the seriousness about the soil health deterioration at present. The food security, of course, during past 7 years, our Indian agriculture journey was fantastic, very good, and we are able to produce around 280 plus million tons of food and around another 300 million tons of vegetable fruits, because this was possible because of healthy soils. But at present, the condition is not like that. And around 50-60 years back, when we add fertilizer, 1 kilo of nutrient, we used to get around
very good
17-18
response.
kilos. That is fertilizer response, we call it 17-18 kilos of grain. But at present, we are getting for each nutrient, we are getting only 2 to 3 kilos of grain. It means that to produce the same food security,
you require more fertilizer,
more and more
cost.
fertilizers. That is also making another concern that soil health is degrading. Wherever chemicals are being used, there is a strong feeling that soil health is deteriorated. So important point to improve the soil health is that to improve soil organic carbon. And traditionally, soil organic carbon is very low in Indian soils because of high temperatures. For example, if we take any America and European countries, temperatures are very low. And but in India, temperature goes up to 45-50 degrees. And whatever carbon is there, and
it is getting evaporated.
And the carbon in the soil becomes converted into carbon dioxide and to go to the atmosphere. That's why there are, in terms of soil health, there are two important strategies. One is that whatever soil carbon is there already in the soil, how to retain it
Yes.
for minimizing further losses. And the second point is how to
Improve it.
and for reducing soil loss is a reduction of how to reduce soil erosion. That we have to put soil under cover crops, always under mulching. And in fact, if we see in some of the developed countries like France and Germany, in the entire country, nowhere we can see bare soil. So entire country soils are under some cover, either grass or some shade, something. So India, that situation is still not at reach. Still bare soil is seen. What is bare soil means whenever there is no soil cover, high intensity rains are coming. So soil erosion, fertile soil, carbon, nutrients are taken away. So that there are 2-3 important strategies we need to follow is that crop residue recycling. First of all, we should minimize and reduce and ban the crop residue burning. And this also contributes to environmental sustainability. And the problems which Punjab and Haryana surrounding to Delhi, which
encountered
problems are coming, if we don't bring back crop residue, soil health is deteriorated. In fact, the slogan is that crop grain is for a human being, straw for either cattle or soil. So that is the slogan. Honorable Prime Minister says that more crop for each drop of water. Like that regarding soil health condition. In fact, we should not burn it. Burning should be banned as much as possible, or if it is not banned, minimized as much as possible, and it should bring back to the soil. And because, for example, if what is crop residue means the whatever potassium is very important nutrient after nitrogen and phosphorus, and most of absorbed potassium is 95% of potassium is remained in the straw. If we are recycling potassium to the soil, in fact, one fertilizer cost can be
you can bring down.
In fact, we need not to
purchase any potassium
for subsequent crops. That is the way conservation agriculture systems are coming. In conservation agriculture, though originally concept originated in American dryland culture, but we scientists believe that conservation agriculture should be implemented, should be brought in Indian agriculture. But there are some difficulties in conservation agriculture. There are 3 principles in conservation agriculture in terms of soil health. One is to put residue back into the soil. And second one is a legume in the rotation. Third one is a
minimum tillage.
So these aspects, when we are taking how to bring back, we have seen based on our experiments, when we are continued conservation agriculture 3 years, the potassium medium soil has enriched to the high soil. Low soil, when low potassium soil has become to medium soil. Once its soil is reached to the high soil, we need not to bother about potassium fertilizer, and potassium is a very costly.
We are importing. I think it's a huge bill on Indian government. In fact, if they bury the residues, we can reduce such a big import.
And second issue is that in the government of India, in fact, very important schemes are coming. One is the soil health scheme, and another was the MG Narega and Prime Minister Krishi Sinchai Yojana. In all these schemes, tank silt means that whatever eroded soil is accumulated in the village tanks, bring back to the soil.
Put back to the field, farm.
That is the very important. There are 2 advantages. One is soil health is improved. Another one is that ground water collection, storage capacity of the tank is also increased. And when storage capacity of the tank is increased, groundwater recharge is improved. So multiple benefits we have through this Government of India programs. Another issue regarding soil health maintenance is that cover crops. Wherever in a year, majority in India monocrop regions are there where single crop is taken up. But there are plenty of opportunity during off season when we get around 50 to 100 mm off season rainfall. We go for a legume crop as a cover crop, maybe a horse gram, maybe cowpea and short duration legume crop, or pilipicera and different crops are there. Grow it and incorporate it so that the carbon content is increased or lot of soil fertility is improved. Whenever rain comes, high intensity rain comes, that the soil is protected under cover. So that is the another important aspect of cover crop. And we also spoke about conservation agriculture, and we can also promote in terms of farmers biofertilizers wherever nitrogen rich enriched crops are there, green manure crops, atmospheric nitrogen is taken
and fixed into the soil.
So there are two advantages of taking pulse crop in the rotation. And pulse crops as such require their friendly, soil health friendly crops. And the residual fertility which leave by legumes will be useful for followed succeeding cereal crop, maybe rice, maize, maybe wheat or maize. So that is the advantage of legume crop. Internationally call it as a food legume crop. Important of soil health is that biofertilizers. For example, phosphorus in some regions in India and Andhra Pradesh particularly, the soils are rich in phosphorus insoluble form.
But it is not available.
When we are using microbial cultures like mycorrhiza and any other biological fertilizers we call biofertilizers, they mobilize and make it that insoluble fertility into the soluble. There are many advantages that cost of cultivation is reduced because Honorable Prime Minister spoke doubling the farmers' income. Doubling the farmers' income through soil health management is how to reduce the fertilizer cost is important strategy. Important strategy to go for legume crops, and also on the border lines we can go for green leaf manuring crops. For example, in Telangana, in Adilabad, in nearby forest regions, lot of opportunities there, leaf manuring crops. And above all these things, we need to have a lot of awareness. And one of the important aspect government of India is soil health card. And in principle, as a technology, when human beings see that how ration card is important, and soil and the farmer also
very important
that he is seeing about his soil. The paper and the card. So we need to bring the awareness, though farmer we need to bring more confidence on the soil health, but the soil health card gives that whether soil is low in organic carbon. Example, based on soil health card, if farmer is using excess fertilizer, that also can be minimized. Any essential nutrient is missed, that can be added. In my personal opinion, soil is a national property and we need to protect it. And soil health is a human health, and human health is a country's health. And wherever country's health is good, and I think we are developed country, we become developed country, and healthy country contributes to the better to the humankind.
Yeah, our traditional agriculture used to really consider soil health as a very important, but somewhere the farmer has deviated from the traditional agriculture to completely a modern thinking. He is just thinking soil is some, like it will go on produce. It is not so. He has to protect the soil, and some integrated farming systems also. Unless the farmer has got one or two cattle, it's very difficult to again build the soil health. What is your opinion on this?
Yeah, integrated farming system is important constant, and building soil health is suddenly doesn't happen.
Yes,
a continuous process should be held, and always soil building activities should be taken up. And I think government and scientists and even in trainings also, in managed trainings and NRM trainings, we are taking a lot of importance on soil health issues, and we are bringing a lot of awareness about soil health. One of the awareness on soil health is very, very important, and healthy soils contribute in different means. Healthy soils and environmental protection. Today's we are telling that by sitting in manage in Hyderabad, usually July temperatures should be very cool.
But it's so hot now.
Today is so hot. Why so hot means that soil has to do something for this climate adaptation. When carbon is fixed into the soil, atmospheric carbon is reduced, so that temperatures, global warming is reduced.
The soil is a very great source actually to reduce the atmospheric carbon dioxide.
Yes. While protecting the food security, it also environmental sustainability. Soil has a great role. That's why I can say that soil is even more valuable than the gold. Gold can be used now and then, but the soil, every year it gives money to purchase gold. That's why national property should be taken very, very seriously. It should be nurtured, it should be built for the next generation, so that future agriculture, future Indian agriculture should be sustainable, so that generations will be happy. And we have responsibility to hand over the safe soil, safe planet, safe soil to the next generation.
Farmer often talks about so many problems, like we are not getting good prices. Sometimes they are producing more, prices are coming down. Sometimes prices are good, but production is low. From your talk, I think soil health. If soil health is good, most of the problems of the farmers are solved. The soil can really face the drought. It can clean the atmosphere. So, how do you feel? What else can be done?
I think my understanding is through soil health, human health can be managed, and through soil health, climate, environmental thing can be managed. That's why our traditions, in fact, in India, very rich traditions are there. And even government scheme also, one of the scheme is Paramparagat. What our grandfathers and earlier generations were doing, and how water we are missing. Maybe one of the concept is coming organic agriculture. What is organic agriculture is that don't bring much from outside and recycle it. And in recently we are also listening natural farming. What is natural farming means? You bring whatever natural resources to the soil or into the agriculture. Don't dependent on external sources. What are the key messages out of these programs and these things are that so a sustainable agriculture and a long-term agriculture, and whatever resources which are available use very, very efficiently, and so that agriculture is cost effective and sustainable also.
So in agriculture, it is often said that there is nothing waste in agriculture. In agriculture, everything is wealth. Farmer has to recognize what wealth he is having. He has to replow into the soil, and one has to understand. So, are you giving any kind of awards for the farmers who are really keeping up the soil health?
Actually, in fact, soil health program, we have a lot of present government is bringing a lot of awards. First of all, one of the best organic farming award is there at ICR level, and many farmers are being given the government of India side. Even at ICR institute level, at Naram side, and earlier wherever I worked, whenever farmers are able to maintain better soil health, you are recognized. We are recognizing there is a reason why when we are. It's not that one farmer is. Some of the farmers are brought and given best farmer, a model farmers, but there is a strong scientific reason why we are giving.
Correct.
Whether this farmer is protecting every, is not burning the crop residue, whether he is able to maintain soil organic carbon in his field continuously, whether conservation agriculture practices are being done, and whether he has brought legume crops into the system, and how over tillage is not being done. So all these elements, then through these awards,
we are giving awards.
Messages that the farmer is recognized for best management practices. Similarly, how meticulously farmer is using fertilizers, not overdose of fertilizers, required dose, and we call in as a scientist I speak, that is called integrated nutrient management. If organic sources of nutrients are available, we should go as much as possible towards organic resources. Whatever leftover thing is there, then only we can go for fertilizers. And farmer is going for integrated nutrient management, and so through these things, by taking the successful model farmers, we can disseminate. And one of the important aspect, madam, when we are telling about our interactions through workshops, the absorption is limited. When farmer is, we are putting one model in
Model.
front of farmers. Why
He can learn a lot.
he can learn, and farmer to farmer messages are
very effective, very effective. Farmer, we call farmer to farmer extension. I only wish that this kind of award should be given by every gram panchayat.
Yes.
And even NGOs, civil society, which farmer is actually protecting the soil, who is improving the organic content, in whose land these earthworms are found.
Yes.
I think if some awards are instituted, farmers can take more interest also. And there is opportunity to convert the soil organic into market also.
Yes.
Supposing, imagine a farmer sells his produce, on that he will label, in my land the organic carbon content is so much.
Yes.
The consumer also will understand. So the food from his land is very nutritious, is very tasty, then he can get better prices. What do you feel this kind of marketing mechanism?
Madam, we have big experiences in Nalgonda district where we have established. When we have established, we believed that individual biogas plants are difficult to manage. So we established a community-based biogas plant, and everybody contributed cow dung, and biogas was given to the cooking purpose. And whichever slurry is coming from biogas plant, we have established community-based vermicompost. Vermicompost was encouraged to use to the soil, and where soils, vegetables and watermelon, and watermelon also we have introduced one sweet baby variety, because Nalgonda district is near to Hyderabad, and Hyderabad the households are small, so that we have introduced a sweet baby variety which can fit into the refrigerators.
Okay.
So
small variety.
Small variety,
Yeah.
small size variety. So whenever the vermicompost was used, basically the watermelon crop based on Brix reading. Brix means sweetness. Wherever Brix, the reading is more, that is tasty, and more minerals, more nutrients are there. So we have linked to the heritage and more markets in Hyderabad. For each kilo for watermelon, by applying vermicompost and soil health, they have got half rupee. Each
extra.
Watermelon is 2 kilos, 1 rupee. Each fruit got
1 rupee extra.
So soil health was related through markets. And
yes.
It was really very good. In fact, I was earlier on Honorable Prime Minister. We have 8 missions. One of the mission was National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture. I was the technical head for 3 years. During this type of experiences, you know very well, madam, Punjab soils are very serious health issues were there, and how to this type of models can be brought from Telugu states to Punjab, that was discussed earlier. So with this, the health issues through soil health, and how markets were linked, at the same time,
how farmers got more money, better price.
And also, as you rightly said, that in future, food traceability issues are
very important.
If people who are ready to pay, they wanted to know which food I am eating.
From where they are getting, what kind of soil it is.
What kind of soil, whether the soil is having any heavy metals, whether the soil is having healthy soil. So, in future, for example, in Hyderabad, in these regions, metro, any cities, maybe Delhi, Mumbai, and Calcutta, Chennai, in metro or markets are there. Food in future, food packets, maybe this food where from came.
Barcoding will be there, already in developed countries this barcoding is there, which farmer has produced.
Heavy metal content is below the safety limits, and water given is a safety limit. So that is called food traceability. So that issue comes in that context also. Soil health is
very important.
Very important. In fact, that's why I have linked with more than soil is linked to the human nutrition, human health, country's property, and
country's wealth also.
Country's wealth and livelihood.
Livelihood, and also a problem solver for all the problems of farmers. Finally, one question, Dr. Srinivasarao. We are talking so much about plastics, and today we find a lot of plastics are getting accumulated into the soil also. Do you have some things to say to the farmer how this plastic usage can be reduced in agriculture?
Yeah, it is a serious concern about plastic usage, madam. even not only in agriculture field, even in the cities and roadside, if you see that there is a serious concern. And in India also awareness is being increased. For example, whenever we are going for some purchases, people now markets in especially bigger markets are charging for plastic cover. So that one of the
it is discouraged.
discouraged and a degradable cover is being given in place of plastic to encourage the reduction of plastics. That is another thing is that when soils plastics degradation is a problem, and the degradation process of the plastic takes very longer time, and one of the lesser the plastics, greater the
Soil health.
soil health.
So plastic mulch is a very big matter of concern. You see, every farmer is using plastic mulch. So you have any alternative
Even
suggestions
while
for that?
using plastic mulch also, we need to, there various grades are available, madam, and there are some plastics which can be degraded very faster. We should give encourage, and whatever I think in terms of government also, the kind of plastic usage, first of all we should discourage, and our education also should be discouraging towards plastic. When everything is spoken about natural and plastic is synthesized, synthetic material, so we should reduce, and one way is through education programs, as Naram and
Knowledge, we are also.
both the organizations are involved in a lot of capacity building programs, especially from the school children onwards. Plastic usage should be minimized. Household, when children are educated, mothers they will be keep discussing with the households, like that things will be there. But as far as agriculture and programs are there, there are some grades are available, easily decomposable plastics, and we should go for the organic mulches as much as possible. Lesser the plastics, better it is.
So actually, finally, it is said that unless soil health is good, there is no human health, because whatever harmful metals are there, they're all entering human body also in the natural formation, in the natural cycle. So thanks a lot, Dr. Srinivas Ragaru, for enlightening farmers. So if majority of the farmers' problems are to be resolved, it is only through soil health. If majority of the problems of human health are to be resolved, it is only through soil health. I think if every farmer understands that it is not a great science to improve soil health, but in India the advantage is we have small and marginal farmers. If they pay some attention, let them not burn the crop residue, let them replow it, let them rotate with pulse crop, let them use some cover crops, yes. Let them recycle the organic wealth. There's nothing like waste. Either whatever leftover food material is there, even in urban area, that can be recycled, that can be converted into manure. I think this is a way to go about soil health. Thanks a lot for educating us. Thank you. Namaste.